about this boy.
The Force is unusually strong with him.
I've encountered a virgins in the Force. A boy.
You're a slave? I'm a person, and my name is Anakin.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
Finding him was the will of the Force. I have no doubt of that.
He is the chosen one. You must see it.
The chosen one the boy may be. Nevertheless, grave danger I fear in his training.
What will happen to me now?
The Council have granted me permission to train you. You will be a Jedi. I promise. You are strong and wise, Anakin, and I am very proud of you. I have taught you everything I know, and you have become a far greater Jedi than I could ever hope to be.
Obi-Wan is a great mentor, but he feels that I'm too unpredictable. He won't let me move on. It's all Obi-Wan's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back.
Annie? My goodness, you've grown.
So have you. Grown more beautiful, I mean.
I will not let you give up your future for me, regardless of the way we feel about each other.
Well, you know, it wouldn't have to be that way. We could keep it a secret.
I truly, deeply love you.
I will come back and free you, Mom. I promise.
Stay with me, Mom.
I love.
Why'd she have to die?
You're not all powerful.
Well, I should be. Someday I will be. I will be the most powerful Jedi ever. I promise you.
He could keep the ones he cared about from dying.
I will even learn to stop people from dying.
Is it possible to learn this power? It was a dream, and it was about you. You die in childbirth. I found a way to save you. I won't lose you, Padme.
I'm not gonna die in childbirth, Annie. I promise you.
No, I promise you.
Only through me can you achieve a power greater than any Jedi. Know the power of the dark side. Power to save Padme. Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader.
Just help me save Padme's life. I can't live without her.
Padme, Anakin has turned to the dark side.
I killed them.
I have seen a security hologram of him killing young men.
I killed them all.
And not just the men, but the women and the children, too.
Anakin, all I want is your love.
Love won't save you, Padme. Only my new powers can do that.
Anakin is the father, isn't he? I'm so sorry.
I don't know you anymore. Anakin, breaking my heart. You're going down a path I can't follow.
I will not kill Anakin. He's like my brother.
Twisted by the dark side, young Skywalker has become. The boy you trained, gone he is, consumed by Darth Vader.
You are the chosen one! We sent you to destroy this sin, not join them! Bring balance to the Force! Not leave it in darkness!
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
For my brother Anakin, I love you! You will not take it from me!
Your anger and your lust for power have already done that.
Where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right?
For reasons we can't explain, she has lost the will to live.
It seems you killed her.
Obi-Wan, there's good in him. I know this. Still.
Why would I use a clip showing the gradual decline of Anakin Skywalker to the dark side? Well, the answer to that is very simple. I see Anakin as a metaphor describing the church today. We know that Anakin started off very well, very innocently. He was trained to do good. He used his talents and abilities for many great things. However, he started corrupting himself with the desire for more power. He started lusting after these things. He started getting filled with fear and bitterness and anger and all these kinds of things, to the point where he completely gave himself over to the dark side. And sadly, I see the same thing happening in the church, where it started off very well, very powerfully, and sadly, as time has gone on, it seems like the church is literally going back to Babylon, going back to Rome, and a lot of the practices that are being seen in the church are just not biblical. In fact, they are very antichrist and anti-Christian. So I wanted to talk about something that one of my subscribers addressed and showed me of this Together Reset conference. Now, we spoke about this in a previous video some months ago about this Together Reset conference that took place in July 16th of 2016. How interesting that, of course, we constantly see the obelisk being flashed, the Washington Monument, there it is. They use this a lot. Of course, that was the location where it took place. We see a lot of, red and blue symbolism, the whole mixing of the red and blue, opening of the third eye. We see bands like Hillsong and the Pope and all kinds of other people involved in this. Of course, not everyone, I would say, are bad people, but I really have my red flags going up in my spirit when I see things like this. And of course, we can see at the bottom of this website the whole 666 hand sign going on down there. So many people who are awake this does not sit well in their spirits when they see these kinds of gatherings taking place. And so one of my subscribers let me know of a video from the Bernie Trump Perspective channel. My subscriber Amy Stinnett let me know of this. I thank you, Sister Amy, for informing me of what is going on, that apparently Nick Hall is planning another one, and he tweeted that on his Together 2016 Twitter page, which let's go to that tweet right now. I will leave actually a link for this video. I encourage you to watch. It was very interesting, the symbolism that he breaks down as well. But Nick Hall has set himself, the Together 2016 Twitter page has said, "We rose before the sun to film Nick Hall sharing our mission to fill US Bank Stadium, May 2017. Video coming soon." So they're going to do another one. Of course, they're still using the Ouroboros. Now, what I found even more interesting is that they have to say, "We rose before the sun." Now, usually when you want to wake up early, you would say, well, I woke up early, I woke before dawn, but they're saying before the sun. To me, this was just rang alarm bells of the sun god. Are they openly saying that they worship the sun god, even though this depiction of Christ, or many people think this is a depiction of Christ, this has nothing to do with Christ. This is antichrist. We can see the pagan cross and circle symbolism behind it, the sun god symbolism behind this. This is very Catholic, very pagan. And the same thing here, Christ on the cross and the sun, basically the sun worship behind him. We see the same thing constantly in the Roman Catholic Church. They are constantly showing the sun god worship. Okay, so this is not Christ. This is antichrist. This is Tammuz. So I find it interesting that they're saying we rose before the sun to film Nick Hall. Why they got to say that? They could have either said we woke before dawn, we got up very early, whatever. But I find this quite fascinating that they would use terminology like that. But of course, they are going to do another one. Of course, they're using the good old Ouroboros again. We know that the Ouroboros stands for forbidden knowledge, talks about the serpent in the garden. It also symbolizes the rebirth of the earth, of the Illuminati basically constantly rebirthing themselves. They're constantly saying that they're never going to die. They're going to keep ruling this world. Interesting that I found an image of the Ouroboros with the Illuminati triangle, pyramid, the all-seeing eye, the eye of Satan, and of course the sun in the middle. All about Nimrod, pagan worship. That is what is going on here. So why is it that they're saying that they rose before the sun? I just found that term very interesting, that they would go on about that. And another one of my subscribers, Sister Teresa Blosser, she informed me of this year of interfaith dialogue from the University of St. Andrews. And this is a big movement that apparently has started in September of 2015. Go figure, September. And it's all about interfaith stuff that is happening. And there's an article here written by this Desmond Tutu. "My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Welcome to University of St. Andrews Year of Interfaith Dialogue. Our mission is to espouse conversation about the commonalities between the different faiths of the world. Throughout 2015 and 2016, so they got these 2 years in mind, we aim to explore the notion of shared humanity through various lectures and events, culminating in a conference on the weekend of September 23rd, 2016, which of course has just passed, where a host of religious, diplomatic, and community leaders signed our St. Andrew's Declaration on a Shared Humanity. Okay, so this is all about religions coming together, and here is the declaration right here. So, the St. Andrew's Declaration on a Shared Humanity. Number 1, we declare that human beings are born equal and that they all share hopes and aspirations, paths of fulfillment, paths of suffering, and dreams within a common journey as human beings. 2, we declare that human beings share the freedom to follow particular paths of life within the rights and obligations shared by all and contributing to the common good of humanity. 3, we declare our respect and goodwill towards all religious traditions that follow a path towards peace, common cooperation, and goodness. 4, we share a common path towards the absolute, and as such we recognize the diverse paths, texts, and traditions that we intend to respect and foster their respect in others. Then they give quotes from different religions. I believe this is from the Buddhist faith. This is from the Buddhist faith here. This is from the Hindu faith. This is from the Sikh faith. I believe this is from, of course, if it's from Deuteronomy, from the Jewish faith. This is from the Muslim faith, and of course from the Christian faith. May they all be one, just as, Father, you are in me and I am in you, so that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe as it was you who sent me. All right, so they're literally perverting the words of Jesus, talking about all may be one. That is about the followers of Christ, not about all the other religions. All right, number 11, we declare that as brothers and sisters, we can share our joy, peace, and happiness with all human beings through our daily prayer and meditation. And of course, what have you got here? The all-seeing eye right in the background. So funny that there's 11 of these declarations, 11 being the number for destruction, as we know in the Illuminati. So this is definitely, pagan stuff going on here. This is all the Illuminati, the mystery religions, all this whole coming together. That is what I believe is being shown here. And, this reset 2017 or 2016, whichever one you want to call it, I believe is all going along with this interfaith nonsense. And as we go on, I found an article from the Church of Scotland that says, Moderator signs Interfaith Declaration of Shared Humanity. So this is from September 23rd, 2016, and go figure, just on this article, they said that, by September 23rd, 2016, they were going to culminate in a conference about this. So here they are, this is all culminating now. This happened on September 23rd, 2016, and the moderator joined a delegation of international religious leaders who signed a new declaration for humanity at the University of St. Andrews on Friday, September 23rd. Okay, so there you go, the moderator with all these religious leaders. And they signed the declaration along with senior members of several Christian churches, including the Roman Catholic Church, Hindu communities from the UK and India, leaders of the UK Jewish community, senior Buddhist monks, and a representative from the Dalai Lama. And they're saying, the moderator said that he was very glad to represent the Church of Scotland at an event that was both moving and timely. All right, so we can see here that they're saying, given some of the violent nature of St. Andrew's religious history, where there have been many executions in the name of religion, it could not have been more appropriate or more timely to host an interfaith event to promote a shared humanity. It's funny how they like to bring out the executions in the name of religion. Of course, that has been done many times by many different religions, and they like to say that, Christianity did it as well back in the Crusades. But funny thing is that those people were not Christians. They were Catholics. They were definitely anti-Christian, and they use that now to blame Christianity for doing such violent things. Now anyways, it says that the 130-strong religious delegation from 19 countries was accompanied by 32 secondary school pulpits from Fife in signing the St. Andrew's Declaration on Humanity. So there it is, the interfaith, the IF symbolism right there. Here's their logo, of course, IF, there you go. All right, so basically showing this is the same thing that's going on. You can see all the interfaith people from all the different faiths at this culmination conference, and they're all here signing the 11-point declaration. Interesting again, 11, destruction, number of destruction. Okay, so this is what is taking place here. Written by St. Andrew's Professor of Divinity, Mario Aguilar, the 11-point declaration incorporates the teachings of different faiths as it embraces the basic principles of humanity, equality, diversity, and freedom. Once signed, it is hoped that the document will be used in schools and by community and faith groups around the world to form discussion and foster the idea of common humanity as a tool against radicalization. So basically, we're being shown here that this is something that they plan to implement all over the world. They want schools and communities of faith groups and all getting together and jumping on this bandwagon of peace and harmony and equality and all this kind of nonsense. So we can see what is taking place here. This is a momentous occasion in which a group of religious leaders, members of faith communities, as well as the young, declare the possibilities of a shared humanity. They declare that religion is not a problem for society, but that it is the solution to isolate those who have been radicalized and do not contribute to the cooperation within society expected by faith communities. The signing event forms the beginning of the conference Silence, Text, and Service towards a Christian, Hindu, and Buddhist dialogue, a 3-day series of special events, prayers, and lectures at St. Andrews. All right, so really we can see what is taking place here. This ecumenical one world church is rising. I believe this is all about the fact that they cannot handle that Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, said that he is the way, the truth, and the life, that no person comes to the Father but by him. But the devil wants to tear that down. He wants people to believe that all roads lead to God, that we don't have to take the Christian way or the way of the Bible. We can take whatever way we want, but that is just not the case. And it's come to the point where saying something like that Jesus is the only way, has become hate speech. It's become radical. It's become intolerant. And so this is what they're trying to push on to all of us. So this is showing here that the event marks a culmination of the Year of Interfaith Dialogue, an initiative set up by Professor Aguilar to stimulate conversation about the commonalities between the different faiths of the world. Signing events have already been held in Canada, good old my country, and more will follow in India next summer. The Year of Interfaith Dialogue was launched in September 2015. Of course, so many things seem to happen in September 2015, with 2 public events delivered by the Dalai Lama in London and a lecture by peace activist Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, Arun Gandhi. So this ecumenical church is really rising, and it seems like the church as we know it is also joining this when we see events like Reset 2016 and 2017. They all want to come together. They all love this whole unity, peace and harmony nonsense. I was also informed of another site called URI, which stands for United Religious Incentive or Initiative, something like that. Sister Teresa Blosser also informed me of this, and I was quite floored when I saw this website. They're all about peace. They've got a guy here, the Honorable George Shultz, talking about a call for nuclear abolition. They want to abolish all the nuclear weapons, which I believe is just going to go to the elites anyways, and they're just going to use it in their arsenal to terrorize everyone into forcing them into their agenda. So if we look at some of the other pictures here, this really struck me. The building blocks for peace and safety. This is the International Day of Peace. This is all about, this is the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations. So this is showing exactly what they're all about. You can see the symbolism going on here, which we'll look at that later. We can see the cube, we can see the eye, all that kind of nonsense going on here. All this interfaith, mumbo jumbo that they constantly try to push onto us. So this is what URI is, the United Religious Initiative. All right, and if we look at some of the symbolism, we can see really this logo for URI is basically the Star of Ishtar, an 8-pointed star. You've got the octagon in the middle, or the cube of Saturn. All right, they're using all the same kind of stuff, this multi-faith, interfaith stuff. It's all pagan. It is all one world mystery Babylon nonsense that is taking place here. And if we look even at those building blocks we just saw on their website, they are promoting the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. We can see the eye, the Luciferian eye right there. We can see the cube of Saturn. We can see even like this eternity symbol, which is also, I would say, another symbolism, or sorry, a representation of the Ouroboros. All this kind of stuff going on here. Dagon symbolism, okay, Fifth Age. We'll look at this circular symbolism. All this kind of thing is going on here. So it's not very hard to see and pick up on the symbolism and see what is really being shown here, that the one world religion is coming, and we are being shown this on a regular basis. And Charisma News even had an article back last year, written actually by Michael Snyder from September 30th of 2015, talking about the United Nations just introducing basically a blueprint for the New World Order. I may have showed this article in a previous video, but it talks about the 17 global goals, or worldwide goals. I don't really like using that word global anymore, but anyways, it's all about 17 goals to basically enslave the world. And one of them is about achieving gender equality and empower all women and girls. So we know that this whole gender identity and gender misidentity, really, that's definitely being pushed. We see a lot of homosexuality, lesbianism, we see a lot of transgenderism being promoted in the media, in movies, TV shows. It's all over the place. And speaking of the UN and promoting these goals, I find it real interesting. There was an article in CNN. I found out about this article through another great YouTube channel. He's called A Call for an Uprising, and he did a video recently about this article that the UN has named Wonder Woman an ambassador to the UN. And it seems pretty crazy when you think about it. Most people who seem to be not awake to these things, they have no idea what's going on. They'll just think it's so cool that Wonder Woman is being a fictional character. Or is she fictional? But anyways, they're saying Wonder Woman, they're going to use a superhero to advocate the rights of women. Okay, so this really seems kind of nonsense, full of nonsense, but it's, at least that's the message some people received when earlier Friday, the United Nations appointed Wonder Woman as honorary ambassador for the empowerment of women and girls. Okay, of course, going along with goal number 5, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Okay, they love to break down genders. They want to basically put, women over the men, all that kind of thing. And, so they want to appoint Wonder Woman as this, ambassador, which seems really ridiculous in and of itself. But really, I found this quite interesting, even though this can seem so ridiculous and so silly, which it really is. But are they showing us something cryptically in plain sight here, that they're putting Wonder Woman as an ambassador to the UN? And what I find interesting is if we know the story of Wonder Woman, her real name is Diana, or Princess Diana. Now, Diana is just really another form of Semiramis, Ishtar, Isis, whatever you want to call it. If we go down in this article, we'll see that Diana was basically the Roman version of Venus, of Juno, of all this pagan nonsense, of Isis, of basically Semiramis. So this is all mother goddess pagan worship. Okay, so this is what Diana really is. She is Semiramis, she is Ishtar, she is Isis, she is Venus, she is Diana. Okay, this is mother goddess, queen of heaven worship that the people, the children of Israel, were commanded by the Lord God Yahweh not to worship, and yet they still did it anyways. So could this whole thing with Wonder Woman being named as the ambassador to the UN, is this code for the fact that Mystery Babylon is rising? Okay, the one world ecumenical church, the woman riding the beast, is that what we are being shown with the UN, who we know is basically Luciferian? We know that the UN is run by people who worship the devil. Are they showing us cryptically in plain sight that the one world religion, the ecumenical church, is rising? And sadly, the mainstream church is going along with this. We've got, the Pope. If the Pope is someone that, stands with this Together movement, we know that there's something wrong here. All right, because he is all about the one world religion. He is all about promoting peace and unity and harmony between all the faiths and finding common ground and all this kind of nonsense. And it all sounds well and good. But, sadly, this Together conference is definitely not good. Again, they're using the obelisk in their promotional material. That should tip you off right away. We know the obelisk is basically the phallic of Nimrod, the phallic of Osiris. So if the Pope is signing on with this stuff, we know that should give you red flags, really. So is this whole Wonder Woman being appointed to the UN basically the Luciferians showing us that Mystery Babylon, the one world religion, is rising? And that this is really what it's all about, that this interfaith dialogue between Christians and Jews and Muslims and Catholics and all these different faiths are all really leading to this one world religion, Mystery Babylon, and it's all coming together. Exactly what the Pope wants. We know that the Pope is not a representative of Christ. He is antichrist. He is pagan. They use constantly their cross of Tammuz, this sun god nonsense going on. This is not Christ. This is antichrist. And this whole message of unity, the Lord Jesus Christ destroyed this message of unity right in the gospel. When we look at Luke chapter 12, starting from verse 49, he says, I came to send fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how distressed I am till it is accomplished. Do you suppose that I came to give peace on earth? I tell you, not at all, but rather division. Okay, so he is showing how it distresses him. I think this whole unity and together nonsense, I believe it distresses the Lord, and he did not come to bring this unity and this peace. He came to bring division. He came to show that he is the only way. And all of these 11 points of this religious treaty that they want people to sign, and all these faiths and communities, they want to go along with this, peace and safety, and we don't have to believe in one way leads to God, that there's so many ways. But no, Christ himself clearly showed that he is the only way, and that he did not come to bring peace. He came to bring division, to show people that he is the only way, that there's no other way except through him. So this whole message of peace and safety and togetherness, this is anti-Christ message. This is not message of Christ. Message of Christ brings division because he wants people sold out and separated for him. But no, they want to show something else. This is anti-Christ doctrine. Do not fall for it. Okay, and getting back to the whole thing about Anakin Skywalker, to me, again, this is such an illustration of the decline of the church. Started off so powerfully, was used so well, and I'm not saying that there's not moves of God still going on right now. Definitely the Lord is still saving people and is definitely at work getting people into his kingdom. However, the mainstream church has really changed, and we can see that much of the church has gone over to the dark side, where they want this peace and unity. They love their entertainment. They love all these pagan celebrations like Christmas and Easter, and they celebrate all these things that are definitely not Christian. They used to celebrate the feast of the Lord. Even the Gentile churches back in the early church were all celebrating the feast of the Lord, the appointed times. But now they would rather celebrate pagan things. And when you tell them that these things are wrong and that these things are pagan, they just don't want to hear it. In fact, my wife and I get attacked so much by people who, when we get into conversations like these, they just do not want to hear it. Sadly, that shows that many people in the church have gone over to the dark side, and they don't want to be told. Just like Anakin, he was used so well, but once he went over to the dark side, he just, basically gave himself completely over to that. And this is really what is happening. You got the church going over to the dark side. We're showing Anakin going over to the dark side. Many of the teachers in the church, many of the mainstream teachers, they're all false prophets. They preach a gospel of prosperity, of things that people like to hear. Especially as the Apostle Paul said, in the last days, people will heap up for themselves teachers who will tell them what their itching ears want to hear. So, of course, we got the good old Pope there. So this is what much of the church has become. Now, definitely there are still good churches out there. I'm not knocking every single church, but I believe that so much of the mainstream church has compromised. They have definitely gone over to the dark side. And I pray that many come out of it, that many come out of Babylon and come into the light of Jesus Christ, the Messiah. He is coming very soon to take his people. The judgment is also coming upon this world very soon. So I pray that you are in Christ, because we are being shown all of this many times on a regular basis, that mystery Babylon, the one world church, is coming. And sadly, much of the mainstream Christian church is going along with this stuff, and they need to realize what is happening. They need to wake up. We need to pray for our Christian brothers and sisters to wake up from all of these things that are being shown to us in plain sight. And I'm so enjoying the everything that is happening on the Facebook group. I thank you for all of those who have signed up already to join the group. I pray that many more come along. We're having some great conversations, so please do come and join us, and you can join in some great conversations and great posts. Many are posting things that I'm learning from as well. So I pray that you come along, and please come and check out our Facebook page. And I thank you very much for checking out this video. Please be awake to what is being shown to us in plain sight. God bless you.
I mean, just imagine a true movement of unity. Not just uniting people like you, but the whole church rallying together. And then imagine what that united church can do going from this place.
You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail.
We got this movement here and that movement here and this denomination here and that group here, and they're all great things, but we don't even know about each other because we don't have the same name on our sign. We're going to see all of these waves collide. We're lifting up Jesus, and that's where the change is going to happen.
And I will call upon your name.
There's something that happens when we gather together as a family that I believe heaven is going to touch earth. And I believe that everything can change in that moment.
My soul rests in your embrace, for I am yours.
Man, that could change the world.